This is a demo to the Magic Box. What you're going to do is you're going to get a card, little card, you're going to take it, you can rip it up. Now they're going to rip it up the first time. After it's ripped up the first time, then they're just going to show ripped up cards. But basically, you show them ripped up cards. I'm going to put it in my little box. Okay, show nothing else in the box. You can even show them. Okay, nothing there, just take the cards, rip them up. All you have to do is close the box. You just wave your hand over it, open it up, and say, look, my card is back in one piece. Okay, here's how this works. This has a fake bottom. It's a black bottom that hides these other cards. So the first thing you do is you put this card inside, you cover it so they can't see it. Now, once the card's ripped up, you can't repair it for real, so you would just start with ripped up cards and you would say I have a bunch of ripped up pieces, or you can even say I have just one little piece of a card. Put it inside, close it. All you have to do is turn it over. Now you don't want to make it obvious, so what I do is I kind of just take it, I wave my hand, as I'm waving it, I'll flip it or do something, and then say, look, my little piece just turned into a big card. Now when you open this up, be careful you don't accidentally let this piece fall out. So what I try and do is when I open this box, I open it. As I'm taking this one out, I hold this black piece shut, so I make sure it doesn't fall out. Okay? So once again, you show the kids, you hide one card in there, put this in there. Now you can show them a bunch of different pieces, all ripped up, drop it in there, close it, wave your hand over it, and remember then you're turning it over, so explain to the kids what you're doing, and then you say, look, I open it. Now because there's so many pieces under there, that black box wants to lift up, so I have to hold it tight and say now it's in one piece. Now a couple things I want to tell you guys. You can do a bunch of things. Tell the kids you can turn like a little yellow piece of paper into a blue piece of paper, for instance. You just have a blue piece on one side and you start with a yellow piece. So you can turn all kinds of things into other things. You just don't want it to be too thick, otherwise this thing's going to start to come up. One last thing, before you start the trick, tell the kids to put this black thing inside. Then tell them to turn it over. Make sure it falls out easily. Then tell them to do it on the other side. So they have to put it on both sides. Both sides. Make sure it falls out easily. If it doesn't fall out easily, in other words, if it gets stuck a little bit on either side, it's going to cause them a problem. Tell them to raise their hand. You would come by with the scissors. Real gently, you would just take and trim off just a little bit from the side or the top part. Just a small little sliver. Okay, just trim it off and then try again. Because you don't want this thing to stick too much, because if it sticks when they turn it over, it doesn't get loose and fall out. So you have to make sure of that. So what you would do is give all the tricks out to the kids. Before they ever start the trick, tell the kids, how it's done in the secret. And then say, take your piece, put it inside. Does it fall out of that side easily? Put on the top part. Does it fall out of that easily? If so, once everyone's ready to go, do the trick. And if they need it to be cut, please you go around to cut it. Don't let the kids cut it. You'll do the cutting of that. And that's all.